he said that he believed that he could work with Coach Belichick. Well, it's hard for me to believe. The thing that Jerry wants is to win a Super Bowl his way. If Coach Belichick comes in and wins the Super Bowl, who's going to get the credit? Coach Belichick, not Jerry. So that's why he hires the coaches that he hires, because he wants the credit for when they win.
So you can't have a big ego in a Super Bowl championship either.
Nah.
You got to pick one.
Nope. Nope.
All right, guys, welcome to episode of Close and Conquer. I have one of the most amazing, actually, let's not lie. I had the best guest I've ever had on. You know what I mean? Like, I do one of the most amazing. I've had the best guest I've ever had on the pod, Shannon Sharpe. So first of all, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being on, man. You just got done killing it, lighting up 6,000 people. They're about ready to run through a wall. And I want to really get to the thing I think that has shook me the most since I've been able to spend a little bit of time with you. Mm-hmm. I've been around a lot of people for 15, 20 years in business. I've seen a lot of very successful people. You know, I've been around people that have had a lot of success athletically, music, business. And there's a lot of life lessons that you talked about today that I want to get to, and there's a couple of things I want to ask you outside of that. But I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. You know, for now really 20 years I've been doing these events, real estate, life insurance, waste management. And I've paid all kinds of people. It doesn't matter who they are, all kinds of people. And we got a phone call a couple weeks ago, and you thanked me for choosing you. Mm-hmm. And I hung up off that call, and I went and talked to everybody about how important that was. And you poured out about your grandma, your grandpa, your upbringing, and the values that you got. And those are like core, like there's no deviating from those for you. Mm-hmm. We're trying to help people. Most people watch this truthfully they're trying to build a business. Mm-hmm. They're trying to exit a business. They're trying to be better salespeople. How important has it? And I heard a guy tell me a long time ago when I was about 18 years old. He played professional baseball for years. His name was John Ellis. He was a mentor of mine. He was a real estate guy. And he said, you can't have a big ego in a big business. Pick one. Mm-hmm. You can't have them both.
Right.
How have you been able to maintain that humility? How do you teach that to other people?
Whew. When you're alone, just you and your thoughts. Are you those worldly things? Are you the big home? Are you the yachts? Are you the vacations? Are you the fancy cars? I never forgot. I've been blessed beyond blessed. But at the end of the day, when I lay my head down, I'm still that small kid from Glenville, Georgia, that was raised by his grandparents, that mom made a great decision. And I tell people sometimes the best decisions don't involve you. You remove yourself from it. Mm-hmm. And that's who I am. I'm a person, I don't take myself too serious. I can make fun of myself, but I'm a serious person. I don't waste a whole lot of time because this time is the number one currency. It's the one thing that you can't recapture. You can make money. Mm-hmm. You can't recapture time because once it's gone, it's gone. Mm-hmm. And it's the one thing that when you're on your final days, no one looks back and says, man, I wish I had more money. Mm-hmm. Man, I wish I had a bigger house. Man, I wish I had more cars. They say, I wish I had time. Mm-hmm. I wish I had more of that. And so I don't waste it. But when I look at me and I think about who I am at the core, there's like, Shannon, you're in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's not who I am. That's what I did. That's what I accomplished. You play in the NFL, that's an accomplishment. Who are you at your core? I'm very humble. I'm very loving. I'm very caring. The most outgoing introvert you'll probably ever meet. I try to do right by all people because you never know who you'll ask to do you a favor. And I'm not motivated by money. I just want to be, when it's all said and done. When it's all said, Sean, to make a long story short, when it's all said and done, and it will be one day, all said and all done, what do I want them to say about Shannon Sharpe? And if you can say he was a good brother, he was a good son, a good father, a good friend, that's it. The end. That's it. I don't, oh, he did this and he had this record and he was this and he was that. Say those things. I love my family. I was great to my friends. I tried to be the best brother, the best son, the best father I could possibly be. And at the end of the day, that's life. And that's what life is.
It's amazing. I had a guy say to me, I was a young man, fast forward to your 80th birthday or your funeral. And what are the three things you want somebody to say about you, and who would that person be? Mm-hmm. You know, and it's who you are, man. So you are, I mean, we're talking downstairs, and you're talking about podcasts. And I didn't know this when you said this part. And we're talking about how large the Cat Williams deal. And that, then you're talking about Rogan and Elon Musk and how that's going to go. And you said, man, he wanted to come on. He, you know, when he was ready to.
Yeah, he's ready to tell.
Why you? Why you? I know it was your time. You said it's your time, and I believe that. But why you? Why Shannon Sharpe?
Because I provide a safe space. A lot of times people have podcasts, they have TV shows, they have talk shows, and people have these platforms, and they actually want to hear their voice. If someone comes on your platform, the people that's listening wants to hear their voice. Hell, I can go home and talk to myself and hear my voice. This isn't the time. This isn't about me, and I never make it about me. I never want to be a part of the story. I just want to be the guy that captured the story. And I let Cat be Cat. I let all my guests be who themselves, from Steve Harvey to Ricky Smiley to DeMar DeRozan. It didn't matter. You come on my podcast, it is a very safe place, a safe space for you can be your authentic self without any judgment, without any criticisms. You say your piece. Now, people say, well, Shannon, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. If you want a 60-minute interview, go to 60 minutes. You want a Dateline interview, go to Dateline. You want the 48 hours, go to 48 hours. I'm having a conversation with someone that I know very little about, and I want to get to know them on a level outside of how I know them, which is on a basketball court or as a celebrity, as an entertainer, or as an athlete. So now this is my opportunity, as well as my viewing and listening audience, to get to know them also on that level, for them to share things that they probably have never said before. And if they said it, it's been so long ago, people don't remember them saying it. That's what my podcast is about. And when I started during the pandemic also. There's nothing else going on. There's no live events. Let me give the people something. Someone they might have something to listen to that will brighten up their day. And we started a lot of it via Zoom, and we quickly found out that once we got the person in person, man, the people really like the interaction, the one-on-one, the back and forth. And so for me, you let people be themselves. And that's what my podcast is. We're having a conversation, and quickly you can see how the guests warm up, and they see I ain't coming with no gotcha. I come with no ill intentions. It's all about, I'm trying to get you to show you in the best light in which people have probably never seen you before.
When you launched during COVID,
yes.
And I understand what you do. Thank you for explaining that. It makes all sense in the world. Why? What were you decided to launch? You got a lot going on.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
You just laid out your schedule downstairs and your head spins. Why launch that as well?
Because there's no live events going on and people just want something to watch.
So you just did it for that?
Yeah, people want something to do. And I say, you know what? Let me try my hand at this. Hey, and when I first reached out to guys, Snoop Dogg, the Rick Rosses, the Ice Cubes, the Floyd Mayweathers, my brothers. It's everybody that I had a personal relationship with. So it was easy to get them on because, hey, bro, I need a favor. Hey, what you need? Hey, I need you to come on the podcast, blah, blah, blah. Hey, fine, no problem. And then as now it starts to get harder, as it started to get harder, I was like, well, dang. But what I found out, Sean, I'm still Club Shay Shay's best booking agent. Because when I DM that person or I get in contact with that person sincerely knows I want them on. Not some booking agent says, hey, man, you want to come on Club Shay Shay? He's just doing his job. He doesn't know that I want him or not, or he or she doesn't know if I want them or not. But when they see me, hey, was wondering if you'd like to come on Club Shay Shay, blah, blah, blah. Introduce myself. Hey, I'm Shannon Sharpe. I'm proprietor of Club Shay Shay. Would you be interested in coming on? They normally respond, get back to me. So that's how it worked, and I've been able to parlay that and get some pretty big guests just because of who I am. And everybody always says, hey, I just like the way you conduct yourself. I like the way you're very matter of fact. You hold people accountable. You speak with such authority and passion that I wanted to come sit down and have a conversation with you.
Sitting with you, it's kind of hard not to be accountable around you because you hold yourself so accountable.
Absolutely.
So it's really uncomfortable.
Yes.
It's actually pretty cool, but it's freaking uncomfortable because you're so accountable.
Yes.
So why would I not be accountable to you? How does it feel? I mean, like, dude, this is like you start talking about some of these guests you got and what you have. This is now, I don't know the podcast world that well as far, but if you ain't got the most watched podcast right now, it's at the top. Did you ever think that would happen?
I did, but I knew it was going to take me some time because it just takes one person to come on and it's like, well, he went on there. Because I heard that there the connotation with a podcast. Yeah. Normally, people of status, they go on Oprah and they go on talk shows. They go on network talk shows. Yeah. But the podcast is the new medium now. It's the new media. It's the digital, because linear television is not the same as it was 20 years ago, and it's going to be vastly different 20 years in the future. And so for me, I was able to get in when the podcast thing was not quite as condensed as it is now. I was able to get in, carve out a niche, not just doing athletes, because I didn't want to just talk to athletes. I wanted people to know about entertainers. I wanted them to know about celebs. I wanted them to know about comedians and different people from different walks, not just an athlete. And although I think athletes are great, I was a former athlete, but I think the thing for me was to let people see different people and how they go about, because great is great. And you can see what greatness looks like, even though it's in different shapes and forms. Okay, an athlete, okay, Tom Brady is great. So is Cat Williams. So is Steve Harvey. So I had King Griffey on, King Griffey Jr. So, and a lot of those were just personal relationships. And so as started to build, people started reaching out, wanting to come on and share some of their stories.
So now everybody's reaching out.
Definitely a lot of people have reached out since the Cat Williams. I mean, it was started to get a buzz even before Cat, but Cat just launched me into a different stratosphere. I just did 21 Savage, sat down with Usher. It's been Country Wayne. I just shot Monique. She's gonna be my next one leading into the Super Bowl. I've got a couple of big ones coming that people are gonna be like, how'd you pull that off? But yeah, I got some things that's coming that people trust me. They know when they come on my show, it ain't no I'm gonna ask him this because it's gonna stump him. That ain't what I'm doing. You want hard hitting questions, you need to go to a platform that provides that.
Correct. So when you got in TV, so you said you left football, which I did not know, a year early, because you got an opportunity at CBS.
Yes.
First of all, why do you think? I mean, obviously you've been unfreaking believably great at it. Maybe you knew because NFL was my deal. I was linear. I'm over here. TV's linear. Like you seem to just like, I'm gonna figure out podcast. Yep. Like I just looked at you and said, "You think it'd be a big podcast?" Yeah, I thought it would. Just take me some time.
Right.
TV. Did you know that too?
Well, I was always the guy that the reporters that came to talk about after the game. I would always tell you the truth, and sometimes that got me in trouble with coaches or some of my teammates. But I mean, if you watch the game, you can see we didn't play particularly well. And what area didn't we play with offensively? And I happen to be on the offensive side. So it starts with me as being a leader. I've got to do better. And if I do better, everybody else will follow suit. And so I knew, but I could always talk. I was never really afraid of the media. My grandfather taught, my brother earlier. He was like, okay, who got devotional today? Who's going to lead the prayer? I mean, we're 5 and 8 years old. We're 6 and 9 years old, and we have to lead prayer, and or one of us have to do the devotional service. So for me, talking was something that I always was good at, and I understand the game. But I also understand in my situation now, it's about entertainment. But yeah, they want to hear a little X's and O's, but they want to be entertained. People want to be entertained, and I can take serious things and make them funny. So I knew I could be good, but a lot of times it's just about getting an opportunity. I was out of TV because when my contract wasn't renewed at CBS, I was out of TV for 2 years. I took money out of my own pocket. I went to this studio called Inertia Films. I would talk about 3 or 4 games a week. They would edit it, cut it up, and I'll upload it on my Facebook page. So I was just trying to show another network or someone that I could do more than than just talking football. So I would talk a lot of different things. And when I got the opportunity to join Skip on Undisputed, obviously it was right in my wheelhouse because I always wanted to do where I talk more than just football. I wanted to talk basketball. I wanted to talk track and field. I wanted to talk social issues if they ever came up. And that's what Undisputed allowed me to do. It really allowed me to spread my wings and to show people that I was more than just a football player and I can talk just more than about football.
So Undisputed, how did that whole thing with Stephen A. happen? How did that, just...
Man, when Stephen, look, it happened so quick is that I think I signed off the air June 12th. Mm-hmm. Stephen A. and I started talking shortly thereafter that. I was in Atlanta. One of the bosses at ESPN was getting married in Atlanta. Flew down, met him. He's like, what are you looking for? Kind of explained to him what I was looking for. Let him get an opportunity to see who I was firsthand. And so we started talking, and everything happened really, really, really quick after that. I really appreciate Stephen A. giving me that opportunity, knowing that's his show, and to think he could have an outsized personality like myself, and he wanted an outside personality like myself, and said, hey, big boy, I need you to be you. Don't come in here and shrink because of me. I need you to be you. When you, we're going to go here. And that meant a lot for me to hear him say that. Like he was giving me his blessing to be Shannon.
Not to be outshined by him.
He didn't worry about that because he's like, hey, if you do your thing, we're going to go here. And that's what I got brought to. We're here right now, but I need you to take us here. And so it's been great. It's been everything that I thought it would be and even a little more.
So I'd like to listen to you because I like to gamble. Like I don't have a problem. Like I don't gamble my rent money, but I like to gamble. Not about anything, just so you know.
Yeah.
But the NFL scares shit out of me.
Yes.
Because I can't figure it out.
Yes.
College football, college basketball, baseball. Hell, I don't even know nothing about hockey. But the NFL.
Yes.
Okay. And so we had a Super Bowl coming up.
Yes.
And I loved the Chiefs and the Bills.
Right.
I loved the Chiefs and the Ravens. Lions covered. I liked them against the Niners. Now we get the Chiefs and Niners. Mm-hmm. You ask me who I like. I'm like, not because you asked me who I like because you're being nice. I don't know about football compared to you, but I would appreciate that. I like the Chiefs.
You like the Chiefs?
Should I like the Chiefs?
There's a lot to like about the Chiefs. You look at the 49ers defense and how they struggled against the Packers. You look at the 49ers defense and how they struggled against the Lions. I would like to think the Chiefs offense, well, we know for certain the quarterback is better. Mm-hmm. We know that they have one position that's better than any other position that the Packers had offensively and the Lions. That's Travis Kelce. And Pacheco seems to be that toe in his foot is going to be pretty healthy. The offensive line has done a great job this postseason of protecting Patrick Mahomes, and they've done a great job of not getting penalties, something that they were doing a lot of in the regular season. And the guys have caught the football on the offensive side, something they weren't doing in the regular season. Now, I'm biased because I've known Christian McCaffrey since he was 2 years of age. I've known Kyle Shanahan since he was 12 years of age. And so and Travis Kelce, I call him my nephew. He and I have a great relationship. Do I think Kansas City will win? Yes, but I'm kind of rooting for the 49ers.
I hear you. And then I was talking to a guy the other day, and then I read this, and I Taylor Swift really brought that much money to the NFL?
Yeah.
She really did.
She moved the needle. Because she brought a different demographic. 13 to 18-year-old girls didn't know anything about football, but Taylor Swift likes it. Daddy, take me. Daddy, I want a jersey. Daddy, I want to go to the game. Daddy, let's watch football. So they're bringing a different demographic, a different set of eyes, a different revenue stream. And so that's what the NFL is about. And they make it seem like they show more Taylor Swift than they do the game. Bro, she's only up there for like 10 seconds. Come on now.
Correct.
And they've always, the guy that has the big belly and it is freezing cold and he's got the team logo painted, they show him 3 or 4 times a game. I think they're fine with Taylor Swift.
No, I think so. But that amount of money, it moved the needle that much.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I was talking to a guy the other day that played baseball for years, professional baseball, and I was talking to another guys in the NFL. We were just talking about unions, which and it's all new to me.
Yeah.
And the guy playing the league, the NFL said the baseball union had a head start.
Yeah.
They've been around for a lot longer.
Right.
And that fast forward X amount of years, it won't have this big disparity.
Right.
Can you explain that to me? Because I was trying to straight up follow along what he was saying, but I think I lost it.
Well, the thing is with baseball players and basketball players is that their salaries are guaranteed. So Shohei Ohtani is going to get that $700 million.
No matter what.
No matter what.
He gets hurt in a year.
As long as he doesn't do anything to breach the contract. Right. If obviously they have moral clauses.
But he gets hurt.
If he gets hurt, that's his money.
It's all his money.
It's all his money.
And you're in the NFL.
In NFL, that's not the case. You get the signing bonus. That you might have, we'll guarantee the first 2 to 3 years of the contract, and then the last 2 to 3 years you won't get. But I would say this: the best thing, the MLB and the NBA, their players stuck together. They're like, we're not playing, and we're going, even if it means we're going to miss checks, no playoffs, no World Series. The NFL right now, because here, what the owners have found out is that it's different than baseball, because they haven't found out, because when they struck that it. But the NFL have found out that the fans are loyal to the team, not the players. So that's why
in the NFL?
In the NFL, that's why when they brought the replacement players, that's why when they struck in 87, 82, and 87, they put the replacement players out there, and guess what? People still showed up. So now, what's the guy like? Man, the show gonna go on without me, and I'm missing 100,000. I'm missing 500,000. I'm missing $1 million. I'm missing $3 million a week.
People are committed to the team in the NFL.
Yes.
Over the players.
Yes.
But not like that in baseball.
No. They are. But see, we've never seen replacement baseball players,
right.
So they don't know. But see, we've seen replacement football players. They had a movie called The Replacement.
I saw it. My man Reeves, he played the quarterback.
Yes. And so the owners know, because guess what? Everybody want live events. That's the thing. That's what linear television, pretty soon, only thing going to be on linear television is live events. That's what, think about it. Amazon want live events. Yeah. Netflix want live events. There's a reason why. Eyeballs go, and we're consumed with the NFL. Look, we love baseball. We love basketball. We love soccer. But nothing moves the needle in America like football.
That is true.
American football. Yeah. And so there's this insatiable appetite. That's why they went from, think about it, they've gone from 12 to 14 to 16, now to 17 games.
They going to go more?
Eventually, they'll try to. They'll definitely try to. Why not? I mean, they streamed. I mean, you got for one game, team playing $100 million I mean, think about what Amazon paid to get a Thursday Night Football. Think about what YouTube paid to get the ticket package. Think about what Peacock paid just to be able to stream a game. So absolutely, there's big money in it, and the NFL has found a way to create an unquenchable thirst for the NFL. They do a great job of marketing. It's a great package, but it's not slowing down. It's a well-oiled machine, and it doesn't matter who. Look, you had Aikman, you had Roger Stark. It's the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys because they know the players are going to come and go, but that star on the helmet is what I'm addicted to. Not the name on the back of the jersey, because you're going to be gone in 5 years. You'll be gone in 10 years. But that star has been here for 60 years.
Is the quality? So you don't think the NFL is going to ever have guaranteed contracts? Fully guaranteed. It's like Major League Baseball.
Well, the players would really have to strike and probably have to be willing to miss game checks. I don't know very many guys that's willing to miss $40 million. And that's what it comes down to.
So the owners know.
The owners know.
NFL knows.
Yeah.
Players
Because the banks are willing to give the owners, okay, you know what, I'm supposed to get $3 million. I'm supposed to get $5 million. Okay, hey, we're gonna wait. But the networks, they already got the owners' money is guaranteed. The network's gonna play them. So even if they put the replacement players out there, they're gonna get the same money as if they were the regular players. The owners know that. The networks, they know that. So the only people that lose out really are the actual players. So I don't see it happening anytime soon. And plus, they got labor peace for the next 10 years. Mm-hmm. So everything is under lock and key. They just got to renegotiate. Redid a deal with the networks, and so I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix tried to get in on it, try to get a playoff game. We see the ESPN is going to have the Super Bowl here in a couple of years. I think they get 26 and 30. So, Sean, it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down.
And then, but had Major League Baseball not gone on strike and not shown the owners and
they shut
league.
The playoff down and they shut the
I
World
remember.
Series down in '94.
Yeah.
So they had to come to the table.
And what's the average length of a NFL career?
It varies by position, but probably about 2.5 years.
2.5 years on average.
Yeah, so if you add Tom Brady's 20, 23, however long he played, 23, the average is about 2.5, 3 years tops.
In Major League Baseball, it's
definitely a little longer than that.
Longer than that.
But the thing is, with baseball, it's a little harder to get there because you got to spend some time. Now, unless you're a Griffey or you just it's lights out, but for the most part, you spend a couple of years, but then you make it up because of the money you get that's guaranteed. But football, you get to the money a little quicker, and you get out of the league a little quicker also because of the pounding, the grueling pounding that you take. Because if you think about it, the NFL plays 17 games. Basketball, they play 82 games. Mm-hmm. So that's basically about one football week is like 5 games in the NBA, where it's 162. Mm-hmm. So now you're talking about, 10 games. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference and the wear and tear that you put on your body. But I think everybody knows now what you signed up for. We know about the head trauma that the repeated head trauma that playing in the NFL brings. So I don't think anybody is like, man, I didn't know that football could do this kind of damage. I think everybody knows the damage that football can do on your body, not just brain trauma, but just physically. I have both of my hips replaced.
Really?
So I signed up for it. If I had a chance to do it all over again, I would go do it all over again.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many years you got to play in the NFL to have anything in the future? Like how you vested, or how's that work?
I think you get vested 3 years. I think it's 3 years. I think it's about 3 years. But that gets you 10 years of medical coverage. It doesn't get you lifetime medical benefits.
Just 10 years.
It gets you 10 years. So, and you get to take it whenever you want to. So if you just think about it now, the average NFL career is 2.5, 3 years. Mm-hmm. So a guy's gonna be done with the NFL at 25. So he's gonna get insurance from 25 to 35.
Well, he don't.
If he leaves at 75, now he on his own. Or you could take it from when you 40 to So it's tough. It's tough. I wish the players had better medical benefits, but they have what they have. So hopefully, when they make a lot of money, they save it, and they're able to take care of their families in the future.
So you know the most about football than anybody I've ever sat this close to, and people ask me these questions and pontificate about it online. I want to ask your opinion because I grew up in Connecticut, and I tend not like I like who I like, but I never thought like I more gambled on game than I worried about who was. It wasn't it wasn't my jersey, but I love y'all and I'm happy I cheer.
Right.
But the Patriots are big.
Yeah.
So Brady leaves, Belichick's there, and people all the time talk about Tom's this, Bill's this. He didn't get hired recently. Like he applied for all these jobs, and I heard these guys saying, players, whomever else, that he ain't gotten hired. And that obviously he's not had a ton of success since Brady left. What's your opinion on this whole thing? Is it worth talking about? What's the deal? We know Brady, and we talked about, Mahomes, what he'll probably end up being. But this whole, why has Belichick not gotten hired?
Well, the question is, at his age, can he still relate to the players? And if you look at the guys that they're hiring, they're younger, and the owners and the general managers that's doing the hiring believe they relate better to today's players than Coach Belichick. Now, I believe Coach Belichick and Tom were the perfect match. He did a great job of bringing in talent. He did a great job with the defensive scheme, and he did a great job of saying, Tom, if I was going against you, this is what I would do. And if you came out in this formation, this is what I would do. And Tom was like, well, if you do that, where do you think the weakness in the defense is? He said, well, the weakness in the defense is that. So you're talking about the greatest offensive mind with one of the greatest offensive minds, and you combine the two, and you got the perfect storm. Now, the question is, at some point in time, somebody wanted more credit than the other. And that's what happens. That's just the way it is. And people look at Coach Belichick, and they look at a lot of his assistants, that they had great success when they were in New England with Tom, but when they went out on their own, they didn't have the same level of success. So people are asking, can Coach Belichick, if we bring him in here, can he have the same success without Tom? And how much control are we going to have to give him? Because he's had control for the better part of 2 decades. And the one thing I know about Kings, man, they ain't really trying to get that control back to the people. So for him to have to go work and answer to someone else other than an owner, now all of a sudden he has to answer to a general manager. That's tough. That's tough for him because he's done it his way for so long. When you hear people say, oh, he's set in his ways or she's set in her ways, imagine doing it, having total control. You answer to one player, one person, and for the most part, he lets you do whatever. It's tough. It's tough. But I am a little surprised that he didn't get hired because of who he is. Whether he got hired or not, I believe he's still the greatest coach in NFL history.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
I do. So,
greatest coach you played for?
Mike Shanahan.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Schematically, the game plans that he could come up with, no matter how great the defense was, he could find a weakness in it and what they were doing, and he would attack it. He was very, very aggressive in his play calling. He believed in his teams. He believed in his players, and he did a great job of putting his best players, all his players, but his best players in position to have absolute success. And so great motivator, very matter of fact. You knew where you stood, and I won. I won championships with him. Coach Reeves was my first coach who believed in me, that gave me an opportunity. He told me I was too big, too fast, too strong, not to have a role in the NFL. He believed in me. He created a position for me just so I could get on the field. I've had great coaches, but I don't think there's no question that Mike's the best that I've played for.
One last question for you. Being that we're in Dallas, and there's only, I think, 2, I'm sure it could be wrong, owners that are also general managers, or is there more than that? Do we know? It's not. It's rare, right?
He's the only one.
The only one. So he's the only one in the NFL.
Well, he got that from Al Davis.
Okay.
His mentor was Al.
Okay. So it ain't working. I mean, as far as if you're trying to win championships. I mean, it's a very profitable organization. It's worth what it's worth. But is that just going to be the way he's going to ride it out until somebody else?
Well, he said that he believed that he could work with Coach Belichick. Well, it's hard for me to believe when you fired Jimmy after his second Super Bowl that you can work for a guy that got 6 Super Bowls and used to doing things his way. And then the thing that Jerry wants is to win a Super Bowl his way. If Coach Belichick comes in and wins the Super Bowl, who's going to get the credit? Coach Belichick, not Jerry. So that's why he hires the coaches that he hires, because he wants the credit for when they win.
So you can't have a big ego in a Super Bowl championship either.
Nah.
You got to pick one.
Nope. Nope.
I'll tell you what, man. You're just a really, really amazing human being, and I mean that. Appreciate who you are, the way you carry yourself, what you do. I appreciate your humility, and I appreciate your willingness to sit down with me, man. And this is, for me, Close and Conquer episode that I'll never, ever forget, an opportunity that I can't thank you enough for, but I appreciate you being on, man.
Appreciate it.
I really do.
Thanks,
Guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. And if you are in the world, you've already seen Shannon's podcast. You want to jump on us and go to 100 million, have at it. But he's on his way, and he'd be the biggest because he's literally focused, man. But I appreciate you, dude.
Thank you.